Hi, I'm Jolyon, and we're here with...
Jenna Pilgrim.
Okay, amazing. And this is Between Us, where we are having the most interesting chats in Paris for Proof of Talk. So, Jenna, you're a 5X founder and done plenty of VC. Tell me something about what it means to be a 5X founder. What have you learned through that?
I've learned that given the opportunity to fail is a privilege. And I just feel immensely grateful for all of the people around me, investors around, people who can use their big brains and dedicate their thoughts and dedicate their intelligence to things that whatever my harebrained schemes are.
Yeah.
And I think being given the opportunity to fail is something that is afforded mostly to entrepreneurs, and it's something that's not talked about a lot. So
Yeah, and you've got to be brave to pick yourself back up. So,
yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And so now, talking of sort of like taking a stand, I've got some quick fire questions for you. Where I want you to be bold, no hedging, got to go one way. So there's a lot of talk about AI in VC.
Mm-hmm.
In 3 years' time, AI agents are going to be making all the decisions on whether to deploy into companies or not. Just think yes or no.
I think no. I believe that the thing that entrepreneurs care about the most is working with senior investors who have built companies before. Mm-hmm. And if we have AI agents building companies, then that's one thing, but they don't have the nuanced soft skills. They don't have the network the same. They don't really have the trust. Mm-hmm. And I think the question that we then ask is, in a world where every person is accessible, right? Like I can train my agents on my entire network. Mm-hmm. I can get to anyone in the world, right? Like if communication is ubiquitous, what is the thing that really makes a partnership like the relationship between a company and its VC? What makes that really amazing? And it's really having a partner. It's having somebody who will come alongside you, who has seen thousands and thousands of companies before. In my time at CoinFund, we have had a whole bunch of senior investors who had built companies before, who have seen thousands of companies come through. They can tell you which pitfalls to avoid. They can tell you, how to run a company. Mm-hmm. And I think that's something that agents will never be able to do.
Yeah, totally agree. Hard agree on that. So thinking more broadly about the crypto industry, revenue's been sort of touted as the meta.
It's novel. It's a novel concept.
I know, who invented it. Do you think it's the only meta people should care about and it is the North Star, or is there something else?
I believe distribution probably more so than revenue, but I think the question we need to ask ourselves is distribution real if we are paying the users for it? Mm-hmm. And I think crypto has been absolutely drunk on airdrops. They've been drunk on creating our own money and creating our own all in service to decentralization and distribution. But realistically, the best communities are those when the people who are participating have to pay. Yeah. Right? You think about members clubs, you think about expensive products. Yeah. Those products, right, Bluefields runs deep. And if we really want to create products built to last, that communities will be really sticky, the people involved have to pay something. Mm-hmm. And then that creates revenue, and then it creates a better product. So I think it's a 1-2.
People are getting a little bit spoiled in crypto. It's only 5K airdrop, so it's exactly. It's got to be the other way around.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we've seen that those don't translate. Yeah. Right. Like
retention's a big problem.
We've seen that airdrop farmers will come in and they will, that they don't translate into actual users of blockchain. So I think either having people need to earn the token by doing some sort of action that is not easy to do, or having people pay is the only way to get the distribution you're looking for.
Amazing. Also hard agree. We're on a vibe here. So last question in the take stance is, we're in Paris, home of fashion. You're a handbag connoisseur. Yeah. If it's the bull market's back on, what store are you going to and why?
I really believe in scarcity and in craftsmanship, and I think that hand-created scarce mindset is something that definitely goes through crypto. So I'm going to Hermes to buy a Birkin bag if they give me the opportunity to purchase one. Okay. And that is the important part.
Well, they will be listening, so I'm sure they'll open up the guest list after this.
We'll have to see. Should I be so lucky?
Okay, now we're going a bit more broad. You've backed and worked with some of the most amazing founders in the space in your role as head of growth portfolio at CoinFund. What's one or two things that you saw as a common thread between them?
I believe having founders that will run through walls to get to where they want to go. People don't choose to be entrepreneurs because they want to play small.
Yeah.
And I found that investors can often give a lot of advice that really is unsolicited. I have always believed that investors are not qualified to advise startups on most things. Entrepreneurs are always the ones taking the outsized risk. And so they need to accompany that outsized risk with outsized bravery.
Yeah.
And so if they really believe that this is the direction we need to go, just run really fast. Don't tell anyone what you're doing. Just like bring your team along with you, bring the best people that you can find and get them at any cost. Right? Like we're in a talent race, especially for AI specific talent. We're in a talent race and we feel that there will just be this significant amount of people around who want to build companies like this. But realistically, there aren't a lot of talent for the kind of roles that people are looking for. And so, I think run as fast as you can with really good people around you.
Yeah, and people talk a lot around inspiration, and especially like we've been at the bleeding edge in crypto. How important do you think inspiration is to getting these startups into sort of like scale ups and successful?
Yeah, I think encouragement is a huge and often underappreciated thing that investors, customers, supporters can do to help companies succeed. I think not a lot of attention or credit is given to the or wives, husbands, girlfriends, boyfriends, family members of entrepreneurs. It's a difficult life to choose.
Yeah.
And I think if we can have a little bit more grace towards our founder friends, we look around here, every single building, you look around any major city, every single building was built by an entrepreneur in a world that was not built for them. The world is not built for entrepreneurs. If you have your own business, it's very difficult to buy a house. It's very difficult to own a car. It's very difficult to get good credit. And
own a bike.
Own a bike or another bike And I think understanding that the path of an entrepreneur is really difficult.
Yeah. No, totally. And I mean, on that, raising and being an entrepreneur, Web3 VCs come under a lot of fire recently of like, is the model dead? The kind of like lots of things about the high float, low float, high FTV, these sorts of things. We're at a bifurcation of the market for VC, totally, where a lot have died off or withdrawn from the market. How do you see it going forward? What do you need to be successful as a Web3 VC in 2028?
I think you need to have something very unique that the entrepreneurs of today want. And often that thing is longevity and experience. And we found that a lot of the funds that are having difficulty these days are ones that don't have that. Right? Like yes, Web3 was touted as this place that anyone could come and anyone could run a fund and anyone could start a company. And that worked for a little while. But when LPs are deciding which funds to deploy into, they're consistently deploying into funds that are run by people who have managed money before, or people who have had the ability, like inherently, to find these really cool companies. And then those really cool companies snowball into more and more and more and more and more. And so I think it is a winner take most environment, unfortunately. But I think it's a really awesome time for VC to reinvent itself and decide what is it that we are actually giving to portfolio companies and what is it that they need. Because we can create, when I was a coin fund, we created an entire menu of like, okay, they might need vendors, they might need talent, they might need advice, they might need all of this other stuff. But really, we should have focused on what do they actually need? Do they need customers? They need other investors? And are we the best partners for them? And if we are, great. But if we're not, then we should step out of the way and we should allow the better or other investors to come in and do that.
Totally. And so, it's a lot of people's dream to kind of like run a VC or be in VC. If you had to start a firm today, or if someone listening, wants to start a firm, what are the first sort of 2 or 3 things you'd do?
I think I would ask the closest people around me if they thought that I was the best person to do that.
Okay. That's
and
good.
I don't know. and I don't know the answer to.
Yeah. Would you go for a founder? Would you go and work in VC? Do you need to try it out yourself? You know what I mean?
I am not a trained investor. I do not pretend to be one. And I would much rather pair up with a highly experienced investor to be able to launch a fund, to be able to partner with founders, to be able to really put the founders first.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's in the cards for me sometime in the future, but we'll see.
Yeah. Okay, so zooming out now, final question. You've had such an illustrious career. Imagine we're 10 years on from now, 2036. What does, Forbes are right, you just won Time Lady of the Year. What's in your dreams in those 10 years? What do you want to achieve?
Hopefully by then I will have solidified enough of my career to be able to provide privacy and freedom for myself and my family.
Yeah.
And that's really all I'm here for, is to build something great that lives beyond me. And I'm just going to keep trying to do that. But
amazing.
There are always great new entrepreneurs to find, and that will never change.
Oh, epic. Well, Jenna, always so generous of your time. I know all the founders that work with you feel that, and you're such an asset to have in the industry. So thanks so much for coming on, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you.